Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Cock Council. How are we all? Hopefully, all of you are having a fantastic day from wherever you are around the world. Apologies, I am late for tonight's stream. Again, a few technical difficulties with StreamYard tonight. So, again, I want to apologize already if the stream goes off or if anything goes wrong with the stream, because again, I'm not sure what's happening right now. But nevertheless, hello, everyone. Hopefully, everyone's having a fantastic Tuesday wherever you are around the world, and welcome back to another post match preview. Jesus Christ, I don't even know what day of the week it is. Anyway, but yeah, we are going to be previewing West Ham v Liverpool in tonight's episode. Of course, we're going to be talking, of course, all about the Reds against West Ham, which, of course, back earlier on in the season was only a 1-0 win, which, again, was a very, very close game, but still, obviously, much has happened since then. And, of course, we'll be speaking about any news that you guys have seen anyway, and just genuinely talking about West Ham v Liverpool as well, because let's be honest, again, Liverpool are probably playing West Ham now at the worst time possible because, again, they are doing very well at the moment. Of course, I think they're unbeaten in their last 5 games. So, again, obviously, it is the worst time to play West Ham United anyway. But, again, guys, let me know how all of you are in the chat down below anyway. Of course, Mark is it as well, saying, how are you doing, Connor? I'm doing very well, thank you, Mark. Hopefully you're having a fantastic day as well, Mark, anyway. And again, guys, if you're new around here as well, please don't forget to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button as well. Just before we came on, we've lost 2 subscribers, so that's fantastic to see, which, yeah, is very, very annoying to see. But again, if you're new around here, we are trying to get to 1K before the end of the season anyway. So again, if we could very much hit that subscribe button, it'd be very much appreciated as always anyway. But Marco, going to be a tough game, going for a 2-3 win as well, 3-2 win. Yeah, it is going to be a hard game, especially in that dreaded white kit. Again, obviously, I know it's superstition, if that makes sense. I can't speak tonight. But yeah, of course, we're going to be playing in that horrible white kit. And yeah, it's 100%. Hopefully, it's going to be a change in the tide for Liverpool anyway. But late again, lads, can't blame me. No, I can't tonight. I can blame StreamYard tonight. For some reason, it wasn't picking up sound at all. So again, apologies for that anyway. But yeah, again, hopefully we can get to a K before the end of the season. I looked on the trajectory list or the trajectory of it, and again, it said we should reach 1K in 22 days, which I'm trying to get that down very quicker, or way down quicker as well. So again, if anyone's new around here, please subscribe, or if you guys are new as well, please share the channel as well. Hi Connor as well, getting like you, Jack, all as well. Yeah, Jack's normally late about 15 minutes. To be fair, Alpha Road TV, of course, that's Jack's link in the comments. Thank you, Mark, for that as well. Rob is in as well. Hello, Rob. I think yeah, you will get there. Just keep collaborating. Yeah, absolutely, 100%. And Eamon's in as well, saying all right, Con as well. Hello, everyone. Hopefully, you're on a fantastic day as well. And thank you, Mark, for putting Doug's link in the comments as well. Anyway, but we will dive straight into it. And of course, we will take a look at the last few games between Liverpool and West Ham. Of course, like I did mention last time out, way back in October. Of course, Darwin Núñez's winner. Of course, back then. Of course, that leaping header, I should say. Of course, won the game for Liverpool as well. But you look at the last couple of games. Of course, 1-0 to Liverpool, 1-0. Of course, this time last season we lost, or of course the same fixture last season we lost 3-2 away from home, and of course we all remember that horrible performance away to West Ham last season, of course, and then again beating them 3-1 away from home and then 2-1 at Anfield. So again, it's always very competitive between Liverpool and West Ham. Again, even if we go up and look at the both teams' form, that I'm going the wrong way, but there. If we take a look at both teams' form, again, of course, Liverpool's form improving massively. Obviously, since losing to Manchester City back, what was it now, 3-4 weeks ago. Now, but again, you look at West Ham; they're unbeaten, of course, in their last 5. Of course, getting through to the semi-finals of the Conference League as well, which of course will be a massive confidence boost for them tomorrow. But then again, look at again, they beat Bournemouth 4-0. Obviously, now I would think that they are safe in terms of the relegation battle as well, and of course getting a point off of Arsenal as well, which again that was huge for them as well. But just in general, like obviously it's been a struggle this season for West Ham and David Moyes, and obviously I've known a couple of West Ham people saying again they fully wanted David Moyes out of the club, this season, and of course it hasn't been, I think, what they expected. I think they fully expected to be around the European positions, like similar to like what we're seeing at the moment with Villa, Brentford, and Brighton. West Ham, I think, or at least I think they expected to be around the conversation with that, especially considering last season and of course was obviously the summer that they had in terms of spending a lot of money on certain individuals as well. But then again, of course, they've been hit with a few injuries this season. Obviously, Jared Bowen not performing as good as last season, but due to injuries and so on as well. But again, I think if you overall look at their squad, again, it's too good to go down. And of course, especially what everyone's talking about with the main man, of course, with Declan Rice as well. And I think obviously clubs were hoping that West Ham might get relegated because again, Declan Rice would have been going for cheap money if that was anything to go by anyway. But we'll take a quick look anyway chat at the league table. To be fair, I've looked at both on the both sides of it. Of course, in terms of Liverpool and West Ham. Anyway, if I can quickly get the league table up. Anyway, but as you can see, but there, obviously we've currently got live scores at the moment as well going on. But you look at West Ham, 34 points now this season. I think, look, if you look at where Everton are, again, I just think that 6 points now, I think it's enough for West Ham. I would say maybe one more win to be sure for them. But yeah, I can't see West Ham going down. I think if we're being perfectly honest, I think it is just Leeds, Leicester, Everton, and Forest that are in the conversation. I think Southampton would have been in the same conversation to get out of the relegation zone if they had won against Arsenal. But still, it's going to be very, very hard for them to particularly get out as well of that situation. But yeah, for me, I think West Ham are safe for this season anyway. But if we take a quick look at Liverpool, of course, the Liverpool get all 3 points tomorrow. Of course, Liverpool will go above Spurs on goal difference, and of course, with playing Spurs on the weekend as well, as you can see down by here as well. Of course, Liverpool have, of course, West Ham, and then of course Tottenham at Anfield on Sunday with 4:30. So again, Liverpool have an opportunity to put pressure on the of course on Newcastle and Manchester United in terms of top four, but then even still, just to secure Europa League football for next season. Again, Liverpool have to win every single game now from now until the end of the season. But again, if we can put the pressure on, again, be around that Villa position again and be in fifth place, then again, that would be a massive positive. And of course, it's obviously what's now the best of a bad situation. Again, Liverpool have to win every single game. It's not impossible. And look, realistically, I think all of us would have liked Spurs to beat Newcastle or for there to be a draw. But of course, Spurs are an absolute shambles at the moment. And it just goes to show, realistically, on how bad the rest of the league has been. The fact that Spurs are fifth and in the conversation for European football, I think does truly go to show like how bad, certainly Liverpool, how bad we have been this season. But just in general, because again, I don't think Spurs should even be in the conversation for any form of European football, which of course Daniel Levy won't be too happy in that regard anyway. But again, guys, let me know your guys' thoughts on West Ham as well, because for me, look, I think as a couple of you people have said, again, they are too good to be where they are right now. Whether or not they do look at Moyes in the summer and potentially, go a different route, because again, they could still get European football this season. Of course, if they win the Conference League, they will get Europa League next season as well. So again, we don't know the impact on that, whether or not if that takes a spot off the league position, or whether or not if it's awarded. Again, I'm not particularly sure on the rules of that, but if any of you guys know as well, then please do let me know in the comments down below, because I think that will be an interesting one. Because again, if West Ham win the Conference League and then take a European place off the league table, then that's bad news for Liverpool in that aspect. Again, if Liverpool don't finish fifth, then again it's going to be quite frightening to think that, oh Christ, what could happen to Liverpool next season. But again, obviously, there's still a slight hope, isn't it, for top four? I think, but again, we have to have results go our way, and to win every single game. If Liverpool do our job, again, you can only hope in that regard anyway. But still, let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments down below as well. What else do we have? Mark saying can't see West Ham going down. No, absolutely agree, 1,000%. I agree with Mark as well. Yeah, again, I think one more win, and then absolutely they are 100% safe this season. I think to be honest with you, I would still say they are safe right now, considering the places that they are in, and considering the fact that you've got teams playing, other teams in around there as well, and the fact that West Ham have 2 games in hand, pretty much on everyone as well. So again, considering the facts, I think, look, they are pretty much safe, I believe anyway, for next season. But I'm expecting another Forest type game as well as anyone's. I, again, I can't. It's that white kit. I can't get over our form in that kit this season. Like, again, I think we've managed to draw 1 game, I think, this season in it, and lost the rest of it in it. Obviously, when we beat Villa away from home, we played in the green kit, which, of course, if I was Liverpool, by any means, try and get that green kit available for tomorrow anyway. But yeah, again, it's either going to go one or two ways. Either Liverpool are going to show up and perform well, or it is going to be like that Villa game, where Liverpool have lucky chances. West Ham counter score, and then Liverpool are just looking stupid as well. Which again, we're hoping for not the latter to happen anyway as well. But obviously, Rob saying they have some really good players. Yeah, absolutely, of course. I know Baqueta and Bowen would all be fitting to get in our team. Yeah, again, I think Jared Bowen's a weird one. I said it last year when we were speaking about Mo replacements. In that regard, Bowen is a weird one because I don't see him as a winger. I think he's much better in a 2 up front, like him and Antonio when they're playing like together, if that makes sense. Like, I think they're a lot better in that regard. I know the general formation is 4-3-3, but I think when you've got Anthony and Bowen playing off one another, I think it's much better for West Ham going forward. But I don't know. Obviously, it's been a bit hard for him this season, considering the fact he's been injured quite a lot with Bowen. But again, I just don't think he's going to get a big money move, if that makes sense. But still, look, next season he could definitely go on that purple patch again. But I just think that potentially last season was like he overachieved in certain statistics as well. So yeah, that would be my personal opinion anyway. But Antonio, Bowen, Baqueta, and Rice, this squad should be higher. Yeah, absolutely, 1,000%. Even all right, lad, as well, says Jack. Hope Rice is not on fire. Yeah, that's the only downside, isn't it? Hoping that he doesn't have a good game as well, especially because again, I was watching the Conference League game, and Rice was unbelievable that game. The average to stay up in the last 5 to 6 years is 33.8 points. Yeah, so West Ham is safe then in that regard. 2-0 Wolves as well. I dropped Gakpo and play Nunes. Well, we'll get on to starting 11 in a minute. But yeah, I think there will be rotation in this squad. Again, I feel like if Liverpool had, not a, I was going to say top 4 challenger, if we didn't have a European challenger in Spurs. Again, me having a go at Spurs and calling them, European challengers is laughable. But you know what I mean. If he wasn't playing, a team like Spurs on the weekend, then I think maybe he might stick with the same team. Considering, again, we're basically now playing a game a week in that regard. But I think that there will be changes for West Ham. It's whether or not, if that's in defence, is in midfield as well. Of course, we'll be speaking about that anyway. But Ben's in as well. Hello, Ben. Hopefully, having a fantastic day as well, mate. Saying top four is out of reach. Europa is all we can do, in my opinion. Yeah. Again, I think top four. It's like a skylight to put it. I think Liverpool have a 7% chance of getting top four this season. And again, Liverpool have to go on a Champions run like we did last season. Again, like obviously we dropped what like two what was it 2 points or 4 points in the second half of last season, which was ridiculous when you look at it. And again, Liverpool have to go on that same run to potentially get top four. And even then, it might not be good enough because I think if Liverpool were to win every single game, we'll actually get the league table back up as well. But if Liverpool were to win every single game right now, from now until the end of the season, it would be on 71 points. Over the last couple of years, that has been enough to get Champions League football. But the problem is, I think United and Newcastle, I think they have to win, is it 3 out of their last 6 to get top 4. So again, it doesn't look good on that end anyway. But still, there's always hope. But yeah, I think out of all the probabilities, Europa League is the main one. I'd agree on that sense. Hi, Connor says Brian as well. Good seeing you, Brian, as well. Need Newcastle to do one, don't we? Yeah, we do, 100%. Absolutely. How are you, Ben? Obviously, Ben, I'm doing good, mate. You as well. Zane said, I wouldn't be surprised if he does a Chelsea and makes 6 or something. What's that concerning? I wouldn't be surprised if he does a Chelsea and make. With the changes, sorry. Yeah. No, I don't think it'd be as drastic as that. I think you're looking at maybe 2 or 3. One of them is Ibu Kanate. To talk a little bit about it, of course, because nothing really newsworthy in Jurgen Klopp's press conference today. Obviously, he spoke about a new sporting director. Again, check the Shorts channel out, because again we've got it all check the Shorts on the channel as well. Obviously, we've got that up as well. I think, again, speaking of on that, obviously saying things are good on not on those terms as well. Obviously speaking about Diogo Jota as well. And just mentioning in terms of injury news, the only main issue is maybe Ibu Kanate, which isn't good news. And if you ask me, would I rather play Ibu against West Ham or Spurs? I would most likely say Spurs, but it for me, the way Liverpool are playing at the moment in this new system, and obviously with Trent thriving in it, it's massively beneficial to have Ibu there. But it is that sense of like, can a Joel Matip or can a Joe Gomez play in that role? I think Gomez can, but away from home, like again, Liverpool, we all know the record away from home. Anyway, I'm actually gonna do that now. I'm gonna check the away to home record on both teams. I'm gonna do that now. To be fair, but just in general, like it's frightening when you've got such a good system at the minute working quite good, because again, Ebu's covering, of course, that right-sided centre half position and the right back position when Trent is in transition and trying to get back and so on. But again, like I'm terrified of letting Joe Gomez anywhere near that defence. Again, I've not been happy with Joe Gomez, but for Liverpool, ever since, of course, Brighton in the FA Cup, but probably even before that as well. But it's like, for me, what the big problem is Joe Gomez. He's too easy to get mistakes as well. And can he have that reliability on it? I'm not particularly sure. Matip can't do it because Joel Matip doesn't have the pace. So then do you change the system again, which Liverpool might do? And of course, Jurgen said that again, this new role and the new way Liverpool are playing, it's not set in stone, which of course I think it is a good thing in many ways. But again, when you look at it, it's frightening when Ibu isn't available in that regard. But again, nothing yet is saying that he's going to be ruled out. But Jurgen did say that again, Ibu was touch and go in that regard as well. Which again, hopefully, we'll find out more news tomorrow. Because again, obviously, like Jurgen said, they haven't really assessed everyone yet. Because of course they were going to go. Obviously go down to London tonight as well. So again, not really knowing in that aspect of things anyway what was going to happen anyway. But let me know your guys' thoughts anyway on that scenario anyway. But Rob asking, would we be happy if we won the Europa League? I would. Question mark. Uh, it's a new competition that we haven't won in that regard. For the club, obviously Europe is a must. For me personally, if it was the choice that Liverpool would be okay without the European money, I wouldn't want Europa League if I'm being perfect, or Conference League in that regard. But Liverpool need it, and if Liverpool can, you know, allow youngsters to again thrive in the competition, if that makes sense, in terms of like we've seen how um, Leighton Clarkson and Tyler Morton come in, as then Bajcetic came in the Champions League and so on, and obviously the latter parts of the Champions League group stage. But then obviously I think with the Europa League you could potentially have youngsters starting for you, certainly in the early stages, considering if your group's okay in that scenario. So I think if Liverpool were to go into the Europa League, I think Liverpool are one of the favourites to win it, if that's a thing. But I think until it's mathematically impossible for Liverpool to not get Champions League, I think the hope is still there for Champions League. I personally have said that, look, I think Europa League is the competition for Liverpool next season. I think Champions League is too far. But again, I just wouldn't be surprised if we somehow now manage to get a good run of form and then get Champions League. That's just Liverpool Football Club for us. Again, 2 years ago when we had our centre back crisis season, I said it in videos back then. Again, you guys can go back and have a look. I said Liverpool wouldn't get Champions League football. Liverpool did end up getting Champions League football. So again, not too bad anyway. And of course, Liverpool ended up going on to reach the final as well, which of course would have loved to won that. But I'd rather know Europe as well. Says Ben. Nunes starts surely as well. Yeah, I think Darwin does start for Liverpool. Be a lucky sharp card. It needs a trim. Needs a desperate trim. My hair needs a desperate trim as well. So again, thank you for the comment, but I wouldn't take it. To be fair, anyway. But Joe Gomez, because of his pace as well, says Zane. I'd be happy to win it. I just don't want to have to play in it as well. Yeah, if we could just have like one game which determines whether or not Liverpool win it, happy days. But yeah, it, it's just frustrating on how bad the season's been. Because I think if and I was having a conversation with someone about this a couple of days ago. I think if Luis Diaz came back when he was supposed to, just after the World Cup, I think Liverpool would have been in a much better position, um, because you'd have Luis Diaz back. You have obviously Gakpo was coming in, Darwin. Obviously the midfield's the midfield. We know that for a fact, but I just think Liverpool would have been closer to Manchester United and Newcastle if we had Luis Diaz back. In December, instead of course, what happened in that regard as well. But I might be wrong in my thoughts on that. But yeah, I think personally Liverpool would be in a lot better position than what we currently are if Luis Diaz was back then anyway. But only Kanate can play that role in my opinion. that's the downside of it. He has two jobs, absolutely. Gomez has the situation. Yeah, no, he does absolutely. Harsh on you, man, as well. Yeah, yeah. To be fair, I'd agree though. Like Ben is right in that sense of Joe Gomez. Like he had that phenomenal game against Man City, and kept Erling Haaland in his back pocket. And then I can't remember, was it the Forest game afterwards? And he was absolutely terrible. Like like one of the worst performances I think I say ever. But that's probably an exaggeration. But just in general, like Gomez since then hasn't had a really good game in that sense as well. But yeah, this is a bit frustrating anyway. But I Sergio Gomez went. Oh yeah, yeah, you did. Um, I obviously remember us talking about that as well. But as long as we don't finish seventh, I wouldn't mind where we finish. To be honest, as well. Um, yeah, because obviously I think Conference League with that, isn't it? If the season was 5 games longer, we would catch United potentially now. Yeah, especially with the only injury problem that Liverpool have um, is what it's probably around. What am I not going on about? I forgot. I went on my mind blank there. But yeah, no, I think if Liverpool had a few games, well, oh yeah, the injuries. Sorry, like I think we've only got Bobby and again potentially Ibu out in that regard. Um, everybody else is back, I think, if I'm remembering correctly. But yeah, again, it's just a little bit. It's frustrating, isn't it, to see how the season's gone in that way anyway. But Liverpool exists to win trophies. Yeah, absolutely. Of course, the bread and butter is the league title, as Bill Shankly once said as well. Which again, that's what Liverpool have to get back to. But of course, this season, no, I say this season, this summer is going to be huge for Liverpool in terms of what happens. This summer has to be perfect for Liverpool to be able to get back to the top in that regard. But yeah, absolutely. I think obviously I think Wolves and Palace are both yeah, they're 100% safe. I don't think they're in a conversation now, Doug. Being honest, put the kids in the Europa League as well. Well, it'd be good for the likes of Stefan Bajcetic to properly take charge. I think because I think again it'll be a conversation of whether or not Ali starts in the Europa League, and realistically, what type of teams would Jurgen put out in the Europa League? Considering again the last time Liverpool were in there, he wasn't putting out. Obviously, not. He was back in the first half of season. Um, that Jurgen was Liverpool manager, he didn't play full strength teams until I think like the obviously the knockout stages of the Europa League, as well. So again, again I think it'll be good in some sense if Liverpool could potentially go on and have the youngsters play like again Harvey Elliott, Bajcetic, and that running the show in that regard. But again, I would be interested to see whether or not he would play like Mo, Ali, Virgil, especially in the group games. I think knockout stages, yeah, absolutely. I think he plays the main team, but it's whether or not in the group games he would in that way anyway. But looks like Matip is starting. As well as Brian. Why do you say Matip is starting? Have I missed anything? If I have, jeez, because I almost played someone's video then. Have I missed anything? Is Ibu out? No, I haven't. Nothing's come out about Ibu anyway, as far as I know. But yeah, but obviously Brian saying that was the leak before the Canate news came out as well. Yeah, I think again Liverpool won't risk Ibu Kanate for West Ham, but again, the way Liverpool playing at the moment, I don't want to see Joe Gomez or Joel Matip. I don't trust them. If I'm being perfectly honest. But Allison, Trent, Matip, Van. I think Doug was doing his thing as he's gone by as well. Allison, Trent, Matip, Van Dijk, Robertson, Fabinho, Thiago Henderson, Jota, Gakpo, and Salah. That's what Doug's gone for. And obviously Leicester won one as well. Didn't Yuri Tillman score for him, or was that goal given offside or something? Doug, let me know. But again, guys, let me know your starting line predictions in the comments as well down below. Because again, and also as well, let me know your score predictions as well in the comments down below as well. Because again, it's going to be a close game. Without a shadow of a doubt, it will be very, very close between Liverpool and West Ham. But for me, this is what I've gone for Liverpool v West Ham. Of course, I've gone with Alisson in goal, Trent right back. Obviously, I've gone for Ibu Konate if he is fit and available. But again, that's a whole different hope and dream. Anyway, I've gone with Virgil van Dijk and Andy Robertson. I've gone with a midfield trio of Fabinho, Thiago, and Jordan Henderson. Of course, Curtis Jones misses out because again, potentially might play Curtis against West Ham. Not West Ham, sorry, against Tottenham. Obviously, if Thiago isn't fully back to full fitness, but again, I think that will be Liverpool's three in midfield. And then I've gone for Darwin Núñez, Cody Gakpo, and Mohamed Salah. I know Diogo Jota isn't in there for me, but again, I think we can't overly rush. The only other thing I could potentially see for tomorrow's game, do Liverpool play the four up top potentially? Do you put Darwin up top? Jota, Gakpo, Salah, and then you've got Luis Diaz coming off the bench. It doesn't sound too bad, does it, chat? It for me, it doesn't sound too bad anyway. But again, let me know your guys' thoughts. Again, Luis Diaz on the bench for Liverpool. Apologies if I am going blurry. And there we go. Again, my monitors did. Again, if I am freezing in that, I do apologise, chat. It's got nothing to do with my internet. Again, it's bloody StreamYard for some reason. It was doing it before I streamed as well. But yeah, for me, again, it'll be interesting to see if he does go with a four up top. I think Jurgen said something about it last week in terms of again, we could go with the four up top. So again, I want to see Darwin starting, but then again, I don't want to see Jota getting benched. But yeah, for me, that's my three anyway. I've gone with Darwin, Cody Gakpo, and Mohamed Salah up top as well. And for me, also as well, guys, I'm gonna go 2-1 Liverpool win. It's not going to be easy. Of course, West Ham are banging form right now. And again, if West Ham score the first goal, we know how Liverpool crumble at times potentially as well. It's a bit annoying in that sense as well. But I'm hoping that Liverpool can break the curse of this stupid white kit. Like we all love kits for being, obviously being famous in terms of league seasons and so on. This away kit will never be remembered, I don't think, ever. Like we'll look back in 10 years and go, "Yep, like we don't remember that kit. It was horrific. Never want to see it ever again after this season, anyway." But then again, you look at next season's away kit. Looks like a freaking Minecraft kit, if I'm being honest. But obviously, Doug going with 2-1 Liverpool. Not going to be easy. No, absolutely not. Obviously, Brian's gone with Alisson, Trent, Van Dijk, Matip, Robertson, Thiago, Fabinho, and Elliott. Jota, Salah, and Gakpo as well. So same for him as well. 3-2 as well for me, says Mark. I was saying I would like Diaz to start. I think he starts against Tottenham, if I'm being honest. To a little bit worse than that, I think he starts against Spurs. Then again, I wouldn't be surprised if he starts tomorrow, if I'm being honest. And he went with Salah, Diaz, and Darwin. Potentially drop both Gakpo and Jota, maybe, and maybe he goes with those two then against West Ham. Again, it's different options there for Liverpool now. even on the sense of potentially Mo might not even start. You might see Diaz on the right hand side for Liverpool. So again, it's good to have different varieties of attack. And again, we've lacked that this season because again, we've had um, Darwin, Mo, and Bobby fit, for example. Then one of them has been injured, and then you've had to change it again. And then when it looks like everyone's back, then another player's injured, and yeah, that's just been the consistency of this season anyway. But anyone's going with 2-2. I'd rather wear the green one tomorrow as well. I would, but apparently it's a clash as well. But yeah, we're in white tomorrow anyway. But I doubt it will happen, Doug. As well. Yeah, no, it's a kit clash according to the Premier League anyway. So yeah, either way. But West Ham is safe, so Europe for them. We should take advantage if they're not concentrated as well. Yeah, no, absolutely. And I'm hoping Liverpool and Jurgen will do that anyway. But for me, I think the important thing tomorrow is just please get 3 points. Because again, if Liverpool from now until the end of the season do everything that they could do possible to get top four, because again, that's the thing. I want a performance from Liverpool. If Liverpool give us a performance and still draw or lose, it'll be frustrating. But I can be happy, not happy, but I can be content with that. If it's like what it has been sometimes away from home this season, like when we're having a pity party for ourselves. I don't want that. And if it is that, then it's going to be frustrating for a lot of people. But I want Liverpool to, practically, go out on their shield for the rest of the season, and hopefully we can, try and get where we want to be this season anyway. And again, just try new things for next season as well. But guys, gone Ali, Trent, Phillips, Van Dijk. Not Phillips isn't going to be starting, but I like it anyway. Gary, but Robertson, Thiago, Fabinho, Elliott, Gakpo, Nunes, and Salah as well. Just handle Antonio, and that's pretty much stops them as well. Yeah, because again, like I said, I don't think Jarrett Bowen. I think if you do cut that passing lane off between him and Antonio, again, I think it keeps them both keeps them both quiet in that regard anyway. But I'm gonna leave it there for tonight, guys. Anyway, big thank you to all of you guys as well. Apologies for me being late as well. But again, hopefully, I will see you all guys. See all you guys tomorrow. Yeah, see all you guys tomorrow. Of course, we'll be live straight after the game. Hopefully, to the Reds beating West Ham. Anyway, of course, we're going to be obviously live tomorrow with that. It will then be Thursday, so a news episode, or if there's anything breaking, of course, we'll let you guys know. And of course, make sure to keep your eyes out for the shorts as well, because again, um, we've brought news out tonight that Fabio Carvalho and Porto are very interested in him as well. So again, if there is anything newsworthy that again we don't want to speak a whole video about, it'll be on the Shorts channel, at least anyway, guys. For you guys anyway. But yeah, if there's anyone new as well, please hit the like button. Please hit that subscribe button as well. Very much appreciated as always. Bequeta is their danger man. Yeah. Again, Rice, Bequeta, Bowen, Antonio. I think they're the four that are the key for West Ham to break down Liverpool. Cheers, Con, as well. We'll go loan to Zeman. Thank you much for popping in, mate. Thanks, everyone. Let's have a good win as well. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Mark, for that. Anyway, but yeah, guys, hopefully have a fantastic rest of your Tuesday, wherever you are around the world. And yeah, hopefully I'll see you guys tomorrow. But I've been Corner from the Cup Council. I'll see you then. Ta-ra.